Today we're going to talk about where is Bitcoin price headed. For that matter, where's the entire Bitcoin market, cryptocurrency market headed here in the future? I'm going to talk about short-term, medium-term, and long-term view on the market. I'm going to give my opinion, not financial advice of any kind. I'm just a crypto enthusiast, crypto YouTuber. But this is what I believe, and I'm going to also discuss how certain I am on my opinion. There's one thing to have an opinion, it's another thing to know how confident you are in your opinion. So I'm going to talk about how confident I am in my opinion on my short-term view, my medium-term view, and my long-term view of the markets. I'm going to talk about why I feel that way and what are the fundamentals affecting my opinions. But I specifically want to create this video. But people have asked me, do you think Bitcoin's going to go to 100,000? Do you think when will Bitcoin hit $1 million? Do you think Bitcoin's going to hit $1 million? Well, if you watch my videos, if you look at my YouTube channel, I have an entire playlist about Bitcoin going to $1 million. I may add this video to that playlist because I fully do believe that's absolutely possible. And if you're bullish on cryptocurrency and you like learning about cryptocurrency and you believe where it's headed, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, with that being said, I'm not like some sort of a crypto expert. I mean, what I know is I understand marketing, I understand investing in general for myself. I like helping people learn and create awareness about marketing, investing opportunities, create passive income. I love passive income and specifically passive income investments and specifically passive income investments in cryptocurrency. It's a huge focus of mine. But the reason is because I believe in the fundamentals of cryptocurrency and where it's headed. And I've lately been watching some YouTube videos. We're right here on this page because price was up, at about 10,500 a few days ago, and everybody on YouTube was talking about, oh, there's a new bull market coming in, and this is why, they can list all these reasons on the price is going up. All of a sudden we're bullish, where it was crazy because just a week or two before that, they were bearish. The price is going down, and we don't know. We'll have to see if the support level is gonna hold, and yada yada. It's just crazy. And then all of a sudden, just a few days ago, the price pulled back, and it's like, oh no, the price pulled back, and then there was this amazing indicator a day or two ago. All of a sudden we had a golden cross, and it was literally they were like, I know the last time we had a golden cross, it didn't perform because that's supposed to be a really positive indicator, a strong indicator. But this time it's going to do better, and this is why. And the 200 MA was pointing up or whatever nonsense. And again, it has its place, and I'll just leave it there. But I wanted to come show you this video, and then I'm going to talk about my sentiments in the short term, medium term, long term, and then I'm also going to talk about what I am doing going forward and why I have some of the investment approaches that I have. But first up, I want you to listen to this video. This is a video from Sonny Decree. He's one of the guys who just a couple days ago was talking about the golden cross, and he's really tough on this video on his viewers. I'll just let you watch it and I'll come back. We're just going to watch a minute or so of this.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? Sonny Decree here, and welcome back to another episode. Today is going to be different. Today is going to be one of those real talk videos once again. And before we're going to start, I have to say something right now. Some people in this community, just a minority, not many, but some people in this community do not really understand the difference between long-term, mid-term, and short-term predictions and forecasts. I uploaded a video recently about the golden cross, and then the price of Bitcoin dumped a couple $100 in 3 minutes, and then people were saying, hey, wait a second, you were talking about the golden cross, but now the price of Bitcoin dumped. If you're that person, you should definitely unsubscribe from this channel and never ever do an investment at all, because you are going to lose money. You are not ready. I can tell you that right now.
Okay, so let me tell you what's happened. He basically had some commenters that got underneath his skin, and rightfully so. I mean, he's right in the fact of blaming really any YouTuber. You're blaming any YouTuber for your investment decisions, then he's right. You probably should move along, stop investing your money. You should probably you go do something else with your life. I mean, he's correct. But somebody's got underneath his skin. But in all fairness, the market hasn't even got back to the highs of where he was talking about the golden cross. I mean, he was talking about this golden cross, and he was talking about it was going up, and I almost made a video saying, yeah, it's probably not going to go up. It's probably going to go down. Not because I'm an expert, just because you got a 50-50 chance of being right. I mean, technical analysis is just kind of a pseudoscience, if you will. And it's just unfortunate, but he was so adamant about the price going up, and it went down, and he's right. He goes on to say, basically, in the short term, anything can happen, and he's like, in the long term, that's what I'm talking about, the long term. And if you come down here, he said the medium to long term is what we're talking about. And somebody said it here. The golden cross is good for medium to long term. Bitcoin itself is good for medium to long term. Exactly. You don't need technical analysis if you understand the fundamentals and you believe the fundamentals of the future of cryptocurrency. So, again, I think technical analysis can have its place. I think it's okay to trade a small portion of your portfolio if you have discretionary funds and you like to do that. But that cannot be, nothing has beat buy and hold investing of cryptocurrency, of real estate, or of even the stock market over a long-term basis. So with that being said, I wanted to kind of go over my sentiments going forward and what do I think about where we're headed. So this is my short-term price prediction, medium-term, long-term. Now here's the challenge. Some of you are watching this, and in crypto, 1 year feels like it's long-term, especially if you're like a trader, you're trying to trade every single day. Yeah. But the reality is less than 1 year is short-term. Medium-term sometimes is considered 2 to 5 years. I said 1 to 10 years because it has a lot to do with my confidence in the direction of my belief systems. And then 10 years plus, which is 10 years going forward, and how confident I am. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about that now. So when 2020 started, I was thinking, okay, the market is kind of consolidated. Let's go to short term and why I feel this way. I was thinking, okay, the market is kind of consolidated a little bit. And, we've been kind of in this bear market. The people who were just in it for the money gain, the gains, so to speak, are kind of out. So we've got to be coming to a floor at some point. And so I felt like any positive fundamental news has a great shot at pushing us forward. Plus this year, the halving's coming out. I'm actually not even super confident that the halving is going to lead to the boost that everybody says it is. I can make both sides of that argument, but the reality is it may be self-fulfilling because everybody expects the price to go up. So I think the price is more likely to go up, if no other reason, then it's going to be a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Short term, I personally am bullish on the price. Short term. However, short term is a wild card. Anything can happen. And this applies for short term and medium term here. I'm only 20% confident. And the reason I was a lot more confident, I was probably say that I was closer to about 50% confident until the last video I put up when I was talking about the Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary of the U.S. This guy, they're basically saying Bitcoin mixing, cryptocurrency mixing should be illegal. In other words, it should be illegal to choose to have your privacy when it comes to cryptocurrency transactions. You should not have privacy in cryptocurrency transactions. And the only reason they're saying this is because they want to be able to track all of it, which is unnerving to me a little bit. And so I think that the government is going to take a strong stance. I have never been confident that regulations were going to be positive for the cryptocurrency market overall. So I think that right now we're in a space where I just feel like I'm only about 20% confident in my overall bullish sentiment. But please understand, I am still bullish overall. This is just how confident I am that that's going to hold. I'm bullish on all three of these at this point. But my confidence obviously grows over time. And part of the reason is because the fundamentals will prove true over time, I believe. So medium term, 1 to 10 years. I didn't feel comfortable saying 5 years because I feel about the same on a 5 to 10 year basis as I do 1 to 5 years. So I just went ahead and put 1 to 10 years because I almost did like 4 categories here. And again, the same thing. The challenge here is I think we're going to see a lot of regulations coming out. And I think, here's where my 50-50 comes in. I think we're going to see two things. A lot of regulations and a lot more centralization. Now, the regulations are going to be, in my opinion, more bad than good. I think they're going to keep smaller investors out. I think they're going to they're going to get rid of a lot of the opportunity that's considered investments. A lot of your dApps are going to run into problems. Anything that you can earn a return on through something that could be considered a dividend or a reward or a kickback in any way, shape, or form, I think is going to be highly scrutinized, at least here in the US and probably in North America. I think exchanges are going to be limited. I think it's possible you might not even be able to buy Bitcoin on an exchange any longer. I fully believe that's possible. And I believe that they will, because they can literally make it illegal to buy Bitcoin on an exchange, I mean, with the stroke of a pen. I mean, and it doesn't have to be a law, it just needs to be a regulation, a financial regulation. And that can happen tomorrow. Coinbase could be put out of business tomorrow. And I think that is possible. I mean, I actually am, I'm 50-50 on whether Coinbase will even be in business in 10 years or if any major, cryptocurrency, anywhere where you can use a bank wire to order to get Bitcoin in the US. I'm actually 50-50 whether that will even be possible. The positive side of this is when regulations do come out, it's going to let people know where they can color in the lines. It's going to create some sort of pathway for at least some sort of businesses. Even if the businesses are highly centralized, even if you don't actually have access to your Bitcoin or your cryptocurrency, I think crypto is going to be something that people continue to remain interested in for a while. And I think it's because the fundamentals of wanting something that is more decentralized as a currency, and I think the fundamentals that governments of the world may start buying up cryptocurrency. I think that's a strong possibility. Just like I think they'll start trying to buy up more gold. So I think that's a strong possibility. So that's positive, and that's one positive aspect of regulations, even if the regulations are really bad and really stifling. With that being said, the reason I'm bullish, the positive side of the 50% is I think that the fundamentals will continue to get bad. I think that right now, to his credit, President Trump has put together some budget proposals that are actually pretty good economically as far as cutting spending and things like that. But we'll have to see what actually goes through Congress. Historically, Congress is really, really bad, and most political administrations up to this point, Trump has been really, really bad, putting the country further and further in debt. There's a lot of concerns on the Treasury market right now, and where they can't cut the interest rates much more. So, what are they going to do going forward? Well, what they're going to have to do is inflate the currency at some point, and that inflation is going to be good overall for crypto. I think it's going to create an awareness that people need to look at things like gold and silver and cryptocurrency. So I believe the fundamentals over the next decade are going to cause consumers, average Main Street people, to start paying more attention to a decentralized cryptocurrency and what are the benefits of that. And I believe mass adoption, a lot of people think mass adoption occurs through technology. I think mass adoption occurs through awareness, which is one reason why I'm okay with some centralization. Like, I've been wanting to put a video out about this BlockFi thing where you can, earn interest and take loans out. But what I don't like about it, and that I'll do that in another video later. But it's a centralized company, and that's one thing I don't like about it. When you look at a lot of your crypto debit cards out there, one thing I don't like about them is they're all based on centralized companies. But I think having a crypto debit card of some sort is good for creating awareness, allowing people to use their cryptocurrency a lot easier. And I think from that aspect, from an awareness standpoint, it's good. Moving a market to a decentralization standpoint, where I think we'll ultimately get to, I think it just encourages people to rely on centralized economics, and that's what bothers me a little bit. So if you understand that, then you can see why I'm 50% confident in my bullish sentiment. Now, long term, 10 years plus, I think the fundamentals just weigh everything. I think at some point over the next 10 years, people realize they're losing the value of their dollars, the value of their money so fast. I believe that central banks around the country and governments around the country are going to have less confidence in doing business with one another. And I believe that we will be in a much more decentralized economy. Now, it may not hit Main Street yet. It may take a while because governments are pretty good about kicking the can down the road. So this sort of thing could actually take a while. However, what could end up happening is that we ended up in a situation where government currency could potentially be backed by something like Bitcoin. Could be backed by, and that's just the only reason that would be is to give faith to the citizens, essentially, and being able to give people faith in the currency. So that it's got to be backed by something, and I think it's possible that it could be backed by a decentralized, trustless blockchain, which is cryptocurrency. Now, those are my thoughts on short term, medium term, long term. I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm crazy? Now, here's what my plans are going forward. So I absolutely believe in dollar cost averaging. I don't care if the price drops 400, 500. In fact, listen, there is a good part of me that thinks we may see extremely low Bitcoin prices before we get here. Like, I think we could see below 3,000, maybe even hit 1,000 again. I mean, all it would take is government. If the U.S. government came out and put Coinbase out of business, which, I mean, could happen easily. And if Coinbase is out of business, you're not going to be able to use any centralized exchange at all. Now, long term, that's probably good for the fundamental decentralized economy. But if you can't use any centralized exchange at all, and you're forced to use things like local Bitcoin, that would make it so difficult for most people to get a hold of Bitcoin that I think the price could absolutely plummet. And if it does, I'm buying it. That's why I'm dollar cost averaging. So I believe in two things: dollar cost averaging, because as long as you personally believe in the fundamentals long term of cryptocurrency and where it's going, that's the first reason. By the way, another reason that let me just say this, I left this out. Medium term and long term, another reason why I'm bullish is because I think blockchain technology in general people are going to become more aware of through decentralized applications such as, on the Ethereum blockchain, Tron blockchain, IOST. I've talked about those in another video. I have a video, and I'll link it above, where I end up talking about my basically 3 top altcoins for 2020, and they're all altcoins that you can operate decentralized applications on. And so I think that awareness of cryptocurrency ultimately is good for potentially having a cryptocurrency as an actual currency. So I forgot to mention that, so I wanted to mention that. So dollar cost averaging is the first thing. I'll continue to do that between now and probably the end of time, literally. I mean, Bitcoin could tank to 1 penny, and you're going to see Crypto Wealth still probably making YouTube videos and still, dollar cost averaging. I also believe in earning passive income through cryptocurrency. So, and I think that in order to reach mass adoption, most people look at crypto. I talked to a guy yesterday who talked about he bought some crypto in 2019. This guy knows nothing about cryptocurrency, but he has money. He's an entrepreneur, and just like everybody else, he's affected by the media, and he wanted to make some money, so he bought some crypto. We were just talking about that yesterday. The opportunity to make money is a huge tool to create awareness in cryptocurrency. I've created a cryptocurrency passive profits newsletter down below in the description. You can subscribe to that newsletter down there. But my whole idea behind that is, as I help people create passive income, and there are some ways to create passive income in crypto, once you have people earning passive income, it's much safer than trying to trade on an exchange. It's much less emotional trying to trade on an exchange. Is much better than a lot of the alternatives out there of trying to earn passive income, because what a lot of people are doing are high risk dApps, high risk master nodes. But there are some good ways. I have three really good ways of being able to earn passive income with cryptocurrency. And if you want to know how to do that, just subscribe to the newsletter below. Put your name in, put your email address in. You'll have to confirm your subscription, but then you'll get that email newsletter. If you have any questions, by all means, put them down below. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification icon, and stay tuned. And by the way, I want to say something to you. Congratulations for being here. You are in the cryptocurrency market. Even if you've never purchased, 1 Satoshi in Bitcoin, you are in the cryptocurrency market. You are paying attention, you are learning, you are aware, and you are here way ahead of the masses. Way ahead of the masses. And you're going to be a part of one of the original OGs once we hit mass adoption. You're going to be one of the ones that it's going to be like, I remember when we were wondering if Bitcoin's going to hit $100,000. Now look at it, $1 million per Bitcoin. Glad I own 3 or 4.